Hello and welcome back to episode 16 of Stopping the Rot, Liverpool FC, here on Championship Manager 1997-1998. Brilliant game. If you're here, you know, and if you know, you know. Last time out, we took on Partizan Belgrade. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough, and despite finishing second with more points than some people who won their groups, we do not progress out the Champions League, and our European campaign is over. On the plus side, we won 4 games, which equates to about £3 million, I think, so not too shabby, but you know, bit of a shame. Could have added some more money in and a bit of. I wasn't expecting to win it this year. The team isn't quite there yet. Still, maybe a few players we need to upgrade and a few things we need to look at. But anyway, we also took on Blackburn and Newcastle. But today we do face Blackburn in the. It's Blackburn again. We did play them last episode, which I didn't really think about when I was scheduling this. But it is the League Cup quarter-final today. And then we've also got Chelsea and Arsenal in the league, which are quite big league games. So it kind of made sense that it did kind of fit. Now, we've had a couple of games off camera. Well, 2 games to be precise. Nothing much else has happened. As you can see, the team's pretty much as it is. Quite a few wanteds, quite a few unhappy, starting to creep in. A little bit of rotation might be necessary. Now, firstly, we played our bogey team, Leeds United, and finally, we get one over them. And finally, Dean Wordsworth didn't score. I mean, he's probably had his better season. No, he's doing about the same. Yeah, he didn't score, but we managed to get a hat-trick from Robbie Fowler, 2 from Michael Owen, and 1 from Patrick Berger. They did score 2 goals from David Hopkins. I mean, they were both pretty much against the run of play, really. The stats suggest that game was closer than it was. I didn't see much of those shots. There was one they scored in the first half, I believe. Yeah, as we were already, 3-0 up, something like that. We went 4-1 up, 5-1 up. I think we were 5-1 up. They scored a second, and then we still had another one. Fowler completing his hat-trick right at the death. Yeah, so very happy with that. Finally to put one over them, it was just amazing. Then we played Portsmouth, and they're 4-2. Looks quite comfortable. We did actually roar into a 4-0 lead. As you can see, they actually looked like they did better than us. They didn't really. We roared into a 4-goal lead. Biscoff after 6 minutes. Knudsen. Okay, I had a comment on one of my videos, actually. This is going a while back. I probably said his name a few times wrong since, and I haven't noticed it because it's... the comment came after I'd recorded them all, but it was a pronunciation of his name. Possibly I'm saying it wrong. Do you know what? I'm 40 this year. I'm not going to be able to adjust how I read certain things. Biscoff is how I read that. That's how I'm going to continue to say it, unfortunately. Knudsen, or Knudsen, I don't know, Knudsen I'm going to say. I think it's Knudsen because when I was a kid I used to go Speedway with my dad quite a lot, and I think there was a Knudsen there, and that's how it's pronounced. I think it was Knudsen. It was very similar, KN sort of thing, KNU I think was, I can't remember the guy's name, full name, but yeah, so I used to do that. I used to go watch Wimbledon every week when they were at home, before they unfortunately got shifted down to Eastbourne. And then sort of just fell out of love with it, really, because I wasn't able to see it. Then Sean Dundee, all by the half-hour mark, 4-0 up. Literally 2 minutes later, they got one back through Carl Griffiths, who they've signed. He's done quite well for them, not so much this season, but they are struggling in Division 2, I think. They're down in the relegation places. So, I mean, if they put a performance like this up against the rest of the league, they should be safe and probably actually still have a bit of a tilt at playoffs. And then Andy Thompson grabbed one sort of near the end. They did have a good spell in the second half. A good number of chances. That's where a lot of their chances come. It was sort of after about 70 minutes. There was a lot of bombardment, and we managed to keep them out. Richard Wright played quite well, and in the draw we do get Port Vale. We'll have a look at the calendar to see where that's sitting now. Not too soon after the Arsenal game, actually. So we might actually even. If I'd noticed that, I probably would have done that instead of Blackburn, in all honesty. Just carry on the FA Cup. But anyway, we might, if we've got time and it's not too long an episode, which it's already creeping up, we might sneak it in. With the Leeds game, actually, on the same day, if we just go back to the Premier League and look at last results. Go back a date. Arsenal drew with Chelsea, which is... whatever. Oh, they got a new goalkeeper for £4.5 million. He looks pretty decent. Uwe Gospodarek looks quite good. I wonder if they've actually addressed the defensive issues. Doesn't look like they have. So 1-1 there. So they dropped some points. They're still third, but interestingly, Man United got absolutely thumped by bottom place Barnsley. No red cards, nothing like that. Just a complete... Looks like it's an own goal. No, it was a goal off the bench. Richard Edgehill off the bench. They just did a number on them. I mean, wow. Okay, I hadn't actually looked at the incidents. So they took the lead through. Is it Tony DeRigo? Tony DeRigo's at Barnsley. Okay. Skulls equalised on 72 minutes. It looked to be edging to a draw, and then within the last 3 minutes, they get two goals. Arjan Desir and Deseu, is it Deseu, and Richard Edgehill off the bench. So good 3-1 win for. I mean, not a lot of action in the game in general. Barnsley have scored all their 3 shots on target, and in terms of the league table, it really does help us out. So we're now 11 points clear of Arsenal. So Arsenal have sort of slipped out a little bit. And Man United is 7 points as well. So they're still not out of it by any stretch of the imagination, but we are roaring along quite nicely. But we're going to jump in the Blackburn game. I think we're just going to keep full strength for this. I don't think we can risk rotating Blackburn. We will rotate for Port Vale. We maybe rotate, not Chelsea or Arsenal. Maybe we've got some league games we can pop a bit of rotation in soon. The problem with rotating is then that the players who sort of you take out, then they get unhappy because they're unhappy about being out of the team. So it's a bit of a double-edged sword, really. Unfortunately, it's Michael Owen. I think that gives us the lead on 16 minutes. But yeah, it's Berger. Okay, I think Owen was involved. I'm pretty sure I saw his name. But yeah, so like Karl-Heinz Riedler now, he's unhappy about being left out of the team. He's not unhappy about lack of football. He's just unhappy about being left out of the team. I think Biscord is the same. It's like Riedler can have an argument because he was dropped out of the team. He was starting all the games. I wasn't happy with the output we were getting from him. We've looked a bit more stronger since Fowler's come in. He does miss a few chances as well, but his numbers are much higher overall. That hat-trick against Leeds will certainly help that as well. But yeah, we're going to have an issue when we start rotating. If I try and get Jamie Redknapp being happy again, if I try and get Sean Dundee being happy, we're going to get Owen being unhappy. We're going to get Fowler being unhappy. McManaman maybe being unhappy. Gerrard possibly. I mean, he's young, so he maybe won't, and he might actually have to drop out soon anyway. He's not putting up the sort of numbers as he did last year so far. We'll have a look at him in a minute. We'll have a look at his comparison now compared to sort of what he did overall last season. I think his overall last season is far and away ahead of sort of this season. Obviously, there's European games in there as well to contend with. But Fowler makes it 3-0. Looks like we're going to the League Cup semi-final, which is two-legged, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since Arsenal got to a League Cup, sort of them later stages, so I don't really remember. I don't really watch the League Cup that much anyway. As Letitia, I think that brings one back for Blackburn. I mean, what if he'd have signed for Blackburn in real life? That would have been quite an interesting transfer. I mean, Blackburn, we're already on the ascendancy a little bit by now. They get relegated soon. I think Roy Hodgson was in charge or started that season maybe. I think he had one good season. But are we going to make some changes? Not with 10 minutes to go. There's no point. We'll keep that and we'll just sort of eke the game out. And we'll see what Gerrard looks like. It's funny me saying Gerrard like that because I was literally just watching an episode of Peep Show and it was all centred around Gerrard. And I remember that birthday cake with Gerrard. It was the Stephen Gerrard cake, wasn't it? Love Peep Show. So yeah, his numbers. So goals-wise, he's actually on course for. I mean, that's possibly because of Champions League being in there as well. I'm not sure if it counts in these figures. Maybe not. No, it won't do because we've played about 21 league games now, haven't we? So yeah, so his numbers are a little bit lower, but then he has got a lot more disciplinary points, a lot more yellows, doubled his yellows. He played every league game last season. He's got one less goal than he did all of last season. His assists are down though, and his obviously average rated is a little bit down. So he's not. His game's changed a little bit. He's got maybe a few more goals in there, but overall marauding performances and assists are a little bit down. But then we've also got some good attacking players in front, and the assists as well. Maybe where Riedler and et al. were squandering them a little bit. Maybe he'd have a few more assists if those goals were going in at the start of the season. Maybe they'll start creeping up a bit now that Fowler and Owen are putting them away. And of course we get Man United in the League Cup semi-final. We could have got Tottenham or Villa, but no, we get Man United. Depends what United turns up. If the Barnsley United turns up, we'll be fine. If the general United turn up, then we're in trouble. But anyway, let's move on. We'll be back now for I think it's Chelsea first. Back for the Chelsea game. See you shortly. Okay, here we are, 15th place Chelsea. So they're not having a good season in the slightest. Have they bought any defenders in? They bought a midfielder in. They bought another midfielder in. And obviously Perk we know. I mean, they need to address that quite soon. They're running out of squad space as well. I mean, Fortuzi's from Albania. He's doing okay, I suppose. Not getting much output out of him, but if he's more of a defensive midfielder, then I guess you wouldn't do, would you? Kavame is also unhappy. Mate, you've been out for over a year, and you're unhappy because you haven't walked back in the team. It doesn't work like that, I'm afraid. You'll go on the bench. Carragher suspension. He's playing quite well for Oldham. Now, Gerrard, he's doing okay. His morale's low. Should we take him out of the firing line for a little bit? Put Heidenstrom in, maybe. I'm not seeing many goals from McManaman this year either. Berger's still chipping away with a lot of... Okay, Dundee's injured, so we're going to stick... I think we'll stick Riedler on... No, we're going to go with Knutson, I think. We'll go with Knutson. So we're going to give Heidenstrom a game against Chelsea. Although they're not the best, they're still a team to worry about. But I think we can maybe take a little bit out of the team. And I don't think it's necessarily weakening us. It's Marcus Perk, the player I've looked at and said I quite like on the game. But he's quite highly rated on the game, but I've never got much out of him myself. I've tried signing him a couple of times. I always go back and try and get him if I can, depending on the level of team I'm at. But of course he scores against us because, that's just how it works. But Robbie Fowler, 14 minutes, back on level terms. And we could just do without a loss here, really, or dropping any points. We just need to keep playing through as many points as we can while, United and Arsenal are in a little bit of a slump. We don't want to be letting them back in January because it's going to make a tense run into season. If we can just put ourselves clearing away while they're maybe stumbling a little bit. Depends on who they're going to be playing now soon as well. If they can start playing some of the teams around us, that would be quite helpful because obviously they're obviously struggling for a little bit of form themselves. Obviously we got Arsenal next. We need to make sure we just do what we do. And hopefully we can just grab another goal soon. This game's got a lot of chances. It's going quite slow. We're only on 25 minutes, half an hour now. Time's ticking along quite slowly. We've got a little bit of a breeze through there to 35 minutes. Just going to try and get through to half time. Can we take the lead? No, Fowler has a good chance. He's scoring more goals than Riedler was this season, but he could be on double what he's got this season with the amount of chances he misses. It's a bit weird. He might be someone in the summer we try and move on. Perk scores again. Just because we can. United are interested. He's worth a lot of money. We could rejuvenate a lot of places in the team with him. If we can get a big striker in as well, if we can make like a Ronaldo in, we can get him interested, someone like that, then it might be... their keeper, who we said is doing okay this season, is playing an absolute blind against us and we go right down to 10 men. So there's us saying we've got to, keep on top while we can. I don't mean to do that. I meant to bring Costa in. And Fowler's going to come out for Knutson, I think. He scored the goal, but he's not playing. Why isn't it let me do it? Right, let's undo changes. So Rui Costa for McManaman. He's going to come in there. And Robbie Fowler for Knutson. How's Heidenstrom doing? Heidenstrom's doing okay. Can we, with 10 men, grab a draw maybe? Should have done. Gospodarek saves again. Owen. Deflected over. We should be level in this game. I think Chelsea deserve something, so a draw would be fair. But look at these chances we had right at the death. We should have... how have they got a win? They've scored they had 2 shots on target and they've scored them both. Marcus Perk. Now we're just hoping that United and Arsenal maybe, drop some points somewhere or played each other and drew or something. I don't know who they were playing. I didn't notice. Let's have a quick look. We're just saying how, how clear away we are and how we got to keep doing what we're doing and build as much of a lead, and then we go and lose to Chelsea. Maybe taking Gerrard out wasn't the best choice. Man United beat Wimbledon and Arsenal beat Villa. Great. So they both, and obviously now playing Arsenal, that gives Arsenal a chance to sort of sneak back in as well. It looked like they were out of it and falling away. They're back in. So anyway, back for that Arsenal game. See you in a sec. Okay, so here we are. At least we're at home. But there has been a lot of news articles. So Kavame picked up an injury, so he's got to come out. Makalele, he's not starting, but he just come back from injury or just come back from suspension and he's now out for a month again. I don't know whether it was an injury or a suspension. Heidenstrom played pretty much his first start and then moaned about not being happy. Brilliant. Berger's going to be injured, but Knutson is injured. Dundee's coming back in. A lot of low morale in this team. It's not good. I'm assuming it's because there's a lot of players unhappy about starting time, so we are going to have to think about rotating, but obviously it's just come at a time when the league is in that tense position. We haven't got Europe to focus on, so we're not going to have any midweek games making us tired. So we have got an opportunity to potentially rotate. We've got the cup game, the FA Cup game next against Port Vale. That is definitely an opportunity to rotate, and we might even show it on camera if we've got time. I'm looking at the time now. If it comes under 20 minutes, we might be able to do it. I mean, I've done over 20-minute videos before, so doing it with 4 games would be fine. I've done it with a lot more talking and a lot less action before, so I'm sure we can do it for an extra game. But so far, I mean, if we'd have beaten Chelsea, I'd have taken a draw here. But having lost to Chelsea, nothing less than a win is suitable or needed now. Can we, I don't know, do something? And it's funny as well, is it? We lose to Chelsea, like we said, their defence needs a bit of work. They're struggling. They put in a perfect defensive performance against. I say it was their goalkeeper, a lot of it, and he is a new signing. He did most of the good stuff in that game. But so far, 65 minutes. Oh, about to say we've had the best of the game, and they've got everyone to score. I think it's Beaumorte, Petit. Did I even see? Is Beaumorte even playing? Have I seen his name? I thought I had. And our strikers have suddenly just gone from, blasting goals everywhere to not being able to hit a donkey's arse with a banjo. What's going on? 2 games in a row against London teams where we just haven't been able to put anything away. I mean, 13 shots, 5 on target and nothing. They get that and get a goal. Possession, 56%. I mean, what's going on? Let's rotate. We'll come back for the Port Vale game. We're going to rotate, and we're going to hopefully try and get some players to stop being so damn unhappy. Okay, here we are, Port Vale away. So we're going to do the rotation. We'll do it now. And obviously we've had a couple of bad results now. So to quote David Brent, a little thing which I think is important, morale. We're going to try and address that a little bit and try and get some morale up. So Kavame's coming in. Page is going to... Heidenstrom's going to go at the back. We can't put... John O'Connor's going to play right back, I think. Ince for I think... in fact, we could... That's what we'll do. We'll just give me a second. I'll just lose my train of thought. It won't be. It will be Dyer down there. We're going to stick Redknapp in for Redknapp for him. Right, McManaman's wanted Man United still. Right, Biscard. We're going to put Danny Murphy in. And we're going to stick... Bear with me one sec. We're going to stick Dundee on the right side. We're going to stick Riedler on the left, and we're going to stick Nuts on the bench. Nutson probably would have started, but he is fit enough to be fair. Okay, I think we're good to go. I didn't look at the subs. We only get 3 subs anyway, so whatever. Hopefully we can actually not lose a 3rd game on the bounce. That would be amazing, especially considering they're in Division 2. I don't know how well they're doing. The fact they got to the FA Cup 4th round suggests they are probably doing quite well, and they are beating us in the cup. Gary Bushell, TV critic. What is going on? Even this team I've got out should be beating Port Vale. I don't even know. I'm just in absolute astonishment at the moment. This is absolutely absurd. We need a good cup run. If we're not going to have Europe, we need a good cup run. The FA Cup will be the preference. Obviously, we're in the semis of the League Cup. We've got Man United now, and in this form, we're the ones that are going out. How much it has changed since the start of the episode compared to now. We're the ones that are going out of that game. No trouble. Oh my God. I thought it was going to be one of those rebound fests again where they just find the goal from about 20 attempts. Come on. We've got to have something. We've got nothing in us here. This is insane. We can't lose to Port Vale, surely. I mean, Riedler, if there's ever a time to convince me you need to stay, there we go. He scores a goal, 54 minutes. We're back on level terms. It's not good enough. We should be... There we go. Sean Dundee, finally. Hopefully now the heavens will open and we'll... Oh, God's sake. Don't disallow the team that's struggling to score goals. Come on. Redknapp? No, thunders it over. I mean, they're going to do another one, aren't they? Stop ringing me. My phone keeps going off. Stop ringing me. Muted your call. Just stop ringing. This new phone, I'm with Sky Mobile. It just has some weird things with its settings. 90th minute, they nearly scored. It looks like we're going to a replay. We are going to a replay. This person ringing me, they know if I don't answer straight away, I'll ring them back in a few minutes, but it just keeps pounding my phone until I answer. It's like, that's not how you do it. It's not etiquette. But what a shitty episode today. What a shitty run of games. We couldn't even beat Port Vale. So, rescheduled for the 3rd of February, so it will be soon. Abysmal result. Yes, yes. It's probably not even the worst result today, because we probably did deserve a draw. The draw's probably the right result. We should have beaten Arsenal. We should have beaten Chelsea based on the game and the stats, or how the game played, certainly. But anyway, that's the end of today's episode. We are going to regroup. We've got to come back for February. Would it make sense just to do all those cup games? Because there's not much else happening in February anyway, in all honesty. So we'll come back for Port Vale United, Palace United. I think that's the best scenario. So we'll play Villa offline. Yeah, we'll come back for that. If you have enjoyed today's episode, not that there was much to enjoy unless you like seeing me suffer, please drop a like down below. If you're new around here as well, please drop a sub to the channel, all that lovely stuff. And until next time for what is basically a cup special, I guess, with a little bit of Crystal Palace thrown in the middle, I'll see you next time. Take care. Goodbye.